I don't really think there's ever been a better time to become a YouTuber or, you know, an editor or musician or writer or, whatever type of creative thing you want to be, or even just, a story writer. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. But I'm mainly going to be focusing on YouTube because if you're watching this, then start a YouTube channel. Do something that, you enjoy, and it doesn't even have to be on YouTube. There's different places you can do it, but I mean, as far as YouTube goes, it's a great way to share. And for me, it's fun. So the reason, this video kind of came to my head, I was just thinking, if you've ever thought to yourself, hey, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted, learn to play guitar, or I wanted to start writing a story or a book, or I want to start drawing, or I want to learn how to do graphic design, or I want to learn how to animate. You think you just can't do it? Well, do it. Just because you think you can't do it doesn't mean you can't give it a shot. There's nothing wrong with just starting something and seeing where that takes you. Now, of course, when it comes to YouTube, you gotta. Everybody's like, "Oh man, I don't have what it takes. I can't be that person. I can't, engage people, and the algorithm is insane, and all of these things with YouTube is insane." But at the end of the day, man, just give it a shot. Screw the numbers. Screw what other people think, if they're being a dick about it, and screw all that nonsense. I feel like school and media and everything else is doing everything that it can to just take that part of our soul out of us. But screw that, dude. Do what you want to do and have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with starting. And yeah, if you're starting YouTube, and yeah, it's going to be really hard. Anything that you start that's going to be, kind of going into your creative side is going to be hard, and it's going to take some time, and it's going to suck for a while. But eventually you're going to fall into a rhythm, and you're going to start seeing improvements bit by bit, and it's going to be a lot more fun. For me, the main reason I started is just because I wanted to share, I wanted to share, me and my friends doing silly, goofy stuff, and, just talking to you guys, because at the end of the day, I just want to talk to people and meet people and build a community to, just talk about stuff, speculate stuff in Dragon Ball, fighting games, etc. And that's the beauty of it, and that's the things that a lot of people, at least for me, want. You want a group of people to just have time with, screw around with, whatever, right? And YouTube as it is now, I mean, come on. even back then, it was a good time to start. There's nothing holding you back from starting and just doing what you want. Screw all the YouTube videos of, oh, you need this thumbnail and, this screenshot for, this specific thing, or you need to follow this specific editing method if you want to, be successful. Like, success is what you deem it. For me, success is somebody watched my video, they laughed, they had fun with it, and this dude's about to clap me. And overall, they just had a good time with that video or learned something. I mean, hell, there's nothing wrong with learning something. I mean, whatever your space is that you want it to be, make it that. It doesn't have to follow some metric. It doesn't have to follow all of this. Your success is deemed by how you want it. Like, just because, all these numbers are supposed to matter, but like, at the end of the day, if you're happy with what you've made, and I don't know about you, but for me, what success for me is just the fact of, hey, I made something. I enjoyed making it. I had fun making that video. I mean, there's so many videos that, like, you know, I got stuck in that loop of watching all of these, like, videos of how to make the perfect thumbnail or how to do, you know, a specific thing or a specific editing style or, you know, stuff like that that really just kind of ruins the experience for you, right? Like, there's just so many things that, you know, people get stuck in, and, you know, those videos, granted, they may be helpful with finding exactly what you're looking for, or maybe learning how to make a thumbnail, or learning how to do stuff, but at the end of the day, it's just the creative aspects of it that's fun. Like, I have a lot of fun making thumbnails. I have a friend that helps me with just about every single thumbnail that I've made, and some of them he did himself. And at the end of the day, that's a whole lot of fun for me because I'm learning something. I'm learning how to use a new tool. I mean, I've swapped between so many different editing softwares, it's insane. And that's another metric that they get you stuck in, is like, you need this editing software, you need all of this to be successful, and this is how to become a successful YouTuber in 30 days, or grow your channel in 30 days. Like, all of that crap, dude, screw it. Even if you want to make just a video of just talking for 45 minutes about a topic you like, that's, at the end of the day, up to you. And people enjoy that. I enjoy that. I watch documentaries on YouTube all of the time, and I have fun watching that stuff. There's all different grounds for what you deem to be, you know, fun for you. And if it's fun and you feel proud of what you posted, now granted, there's always a part of me that's like, man, I could have done better with this, or I could have done this better, you know? But at the end of the day, that's just kind of your own mental state. Like, okay, this is what I need to do to make this better for me in my own mind, right? And that's entirely up to you as a person. And don't let, you know, anybody tell you you can't do this, because it's you. If you want to put yourself out there, you want people to watch you, you want to create something, I mean, God, it doesn't even have to be a talking head video. It could straight up just be you drawing something. It could be you doing whatever the hell you want to do. I mean, do it for your own enjoyment. Don't do it for a number. Don't do it for, you know, all this stuff. Of course, if that's what you're aiming for, then do it. I mean, who doesn't want YouTube as a job? But that's the thing. You can make it however you want to make it. And at the end of the day, if you have fun with it, and it doesn't affect your daily life and your job, then go for it. Now, there's no point in stressing yourself out over all this stuff. I mean, it's not going to help you. But there's nothing wrong with just saying, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to, you know, record this session with my buddies, and, you know, I'm just going to edit it and have a good time editing it. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. And YouTube as it is now, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are leaving and a lot of people are quitting, but you got to think, those guys have been doing YouTube for forever. And I mean, God, like MatPat or PewDiePie, right? I mean, in a sense, you could say that PewDiePie himself has quit because he's just now focusing on his life, and it's more so of him just documenting, you know, what's going on in his life and doing silly, goofy stuff. I think PewDiePie, as he is now, that's kind of like the prime of YouTube right now. Like, just doing what you want and having fun doing it, because by God, that's what it's about, right? Now, I could go into, you know, all these different channels on, you know, this is what you need to do to be better YouTuber. And yeah, there is a bit of it that, you know, just hitting that record button and just saying, okay, I'm gonna talk in a room alone by myself. That you know, at the start it feels weird, but to a point of it, it just, at the same time, for me, it's just kind of fun because it lets me just kind of think and talk and get things, you know, put together in my head, and it's one of those like mental releases. It just feels good to do, you know? And I have a lot of fun with it. Oh my god. Um I have a lot of fun with it. And you know, the numbers don't matter, and that's something that I got so sucked up into, like at the very beginning, and even when I started up YouTube again, because I mean, I don't know if any of you have watched my channel from, god, 10 years ago, but you know, I first started on a shitty HP laptop, and my god, I was recording Minecraft Sky Wars, and now I'm just saying screw it. I'm gonna go back to doing things that I like. Like, the Lethal Company videos were a whole lot of fun, but I felt like, you know, during that time, like I had to meet a certain quota, meet a certain standard, and that kind of start of when I first started YouTube back up again is when I was like, okay, I need to come at this at a different angle. But you know, these past few weeks, I've kind of just met the revelation of, fuck that. I'm just gonna have fun and have fun with this. If it turns into something where I no longer have to work a job and I can just create for fun and make that a living, then by God, that'd be awesome. But that's a dream for everybody, and it is what it is. Another topic I kind of want to touch on is like the whole editing scenario, right? Like yeah, there's all these different ways to edit, and yeah, there's comedic timing for certain videos based on the style, and yeah, there's a retention for people. But at the end of the day, do you want to edit as a you know, a retention editor? Do you want your videos to just be a retention, you know, traction based video, or do you just want to create something that, you know, you feel proud of, that is something that, a topic that you enjoy talking about, something you have passion about? Because yeah, there's all different ways to edit your video, and I'm not saying that, you know, just go out there and post any video unedited, because editing, for me, I have fun editing. Editing is like the best part. Thumbnail making is like the hardest part for me. I know a lot of people will like say, oh no man, the video editing is like the worst. But for me, I have so much stupid fun editing a video, because there's so many aspects to it that like just adds to it for me. Like, it's like, yeah, I did that. Or because I mean, god, there's so many videos that I made when I was a kid, that were completely unedited, and to just see the natural progression of like how I've edited just is awesome to me, you know, because it's just a lot of fun to see like the natural progression of me as a creator and me as an editor. Because yeah, these skills, sure, could they translate into something else? Absolutely. Do I want them to be? No, because I've made my job tech, and before, for me, tech was a hobby. I loved building computers. I love technology. I love making servers. I love coding to a degree. When I first started coding in school, like, that stuff at the very beginning was such a hard thing to grasp. But as I got through it, there were things that I was like, dude, that is so cool. Because like, you make an application, or you make, you know, some type of graph, and you feel accomplished. And I feel like I get that same type of feeling when I finish editing a video. Like, it's a hobby to me. It's something I enjoy. And, you know, I feel like in the career path that I've taken, that kind of tech enjoyment that I had has been, you know, ripped from me by my own choice, because one, I went to school for it, and two, yeah, the job's still fun for me, and it always will be, but there's always going to be a part of me that just, You go to work, you come home, and you're staring at a computer your entire time, and yeah, it's just it rips it away from you, and it rips that natural enjoyment that you have with it. And maybe that would be something that would suck if I made this a full-time job, but at the same time, I feel like for me, editing is something that I don't think could end up as, or well, not editing, but um, video creation rather is something that I could just hate doing for the rest of my life. Because yeah, I mean, if you look at it, there's a bunch of people talking about how it became more of a job to them just because of the fact that they felt like they had to keep up with, making the videos and doing everything that they did. But for me, I mean, I like doing, news on Dragon Ball, or playing Dragon Ball games, or playing fighting games, or playing shooters, or playing random games like Lethal Company, with friends and stuff. And I feel like that's not really something for me that I feel like I would ever get like drowned out about, because at the end of the day, it's just something that would be cool and it's fun to do. And another concept that I was, just thinking about as I was, talking, the whole thing of just, well, why even bother? What's the point? And a lot of it has to just come down to what you want to do. Like, yeah, if you don't want to do YouTube, don't do it. That's entirely up to you. But at the same time, how do you want to do it? Because let's be honest, as far as gaming goes, I can post a video right now about gaming and it could, maybe get 1 million views, right? But at the same time, if somebody posts a video that was AI scripted and just completely derived of, complete and hot garbage and just selling incorrect information, and it gets a shit ton of views, that video, regardless of the legitimacy of, the information provided and, how the content was created, because, I mean, yeah, AI, you could just straight up be like, yeah, I'm gonna make AI do this entire thing for me. It's gonna do the entire video. It's gonna do the talk over. Why not? So, is that really something that like you would enjoy? I guess is the point that I'm trying to make. Is that something you would have fun doing? Because at the end of the day, if you're not having fun doing it, why are you doing it? It's supposed to be, whether it be a hobby or you're trying to make it your job. And I'm not saying, 90% of us don't want to make it a job, because as I said before, who doesn't want to make it a job instead of, being stuck in the 9-to-5 workspace and, suffering like 90% of the population in the United States of America, or even other countries. It's just, it's a big topic, and it's one of those things that kind of just popped in my head today as I was working. I was like, I really want to sit down and just talk about this, because it's just, my God, if you're gonna do it, just do it. But don't fall into the whole BS of, hey, I'm gonna watch all these videos on how to do this and how to make these thumbnails and what's the perfect SEO score and how can I achieve all this. Screw that, man. Sure, there's nothing wrong with watching guides on stuff and how to make a thumbnail or how to do a certain thing, but just don't get stuck in the whole, this is your landmark, this is what you need to do to make the perfect video. Because let's be honest, a good chunk of it is luck. And yeah, you can make a clickbait title and, do the retention editing for the first 5 minutes of the video and all that stuff, and you would still be up to luck of how many people click that video and stay, and your retention rate and your click rate and all that fun jazz and all that all those metrics to somehow magically, blow up. Because it's not that simple. I mean, yeah, sure, if you want to get into the strict data of it, then yeah, the data is simple, but the achievement of that and understanding that is, of course, to a point important to have, but it's not something you want to make your entire focus. I mean, for me, I just have fun with this, and I feel like a lot of people may be sitting here and just maybe watching this video and thinking, the same thing. Like, man, I really want to start YouTube, but, I just kind of don't know what to do. And that just comes down to you. What kind of topic do you want to talk about? Just make something and just roll with it and just have fun doing it, because there's so many things you can do in the world. And I promise you, just making a video and just talking and having fun with friends, or even talking about a topic that you're insanely interested in or educated on, can be a lot of fun. I mean, there's so many different things you can do, and there's nothing wrong with just expressing that creativity on YouTube. That's what it's for. So yeah, I mean, have fun with it, do what you want. Don't get stuck in that mindset of, I have to watch all of these videos, I have to understand all these metrics, and go through all of this BS and get stuck into it to a point where it doesn't feel fun anymore to do, because at that point you've just made it another number, another thing you're suffering through, and it just won't be fun anymore to you, because you're just so focused on all these different aspects of it. Just be creative and express your creativity and have fun with however you do it. Just do what you want, man, and have fun doing it. Make that first video, post that first video, and as you go, you'll learn more about, what you like and what you want to do, and eventually you'll just get better at doing what you're doing and talking and editing, and you'll find what really fits for you. Another big aspect of it too is, the good feeling of, if somebody comments. I mean, I've seen them all over YouTube, not necessarily on my channel, but, if somebody's having a rough day or, going through a rough time, and they comment on your video that you made their day better, that's just a good feeling. I mean, my God, I remember coming home from school every day and sitting down and watching, Syriacs or Afro Senju or, Markiplier, etc. And, back then, life wasn't awesome. I'll tell you that. And those videos that those guys made, and even to this day when I'm having, a shitty day, I go down and watch their videos, just makes me feel better. And that's something I want to provide to other people as well, because I feel like that's something a lot of people deserve, is just be able to have something to just go down and have something to relax to, and get your mind off of whatever else is going on in your life.